Okay, guys, I'm gonna record this video today because I've just lost 1 hour of recordings on me actually creating a really nice project using AI agents. But I'm gonna record it again with the actually results now. But at least the code is open source. You guys are gonna be able to see it. But before I go back to coding, I just wanted to comment the news this week because I saw that now we have a new whale into the market. It's called DeepSeek, and that has a lot of things that brewing at the moment. And for me, it's really interesting now that people really don't understand what's going on. And I'm gonna show you guys really quickly. So, so there is a new model called Quan 2.5 Max that actually from Alibaba, and they have now this large scale model that outperform even the DeepSeek V3 that's launched like recently, and looks like it's in a competition in between DeepSeek R1 or it's even better than R1. I was reading the R1 paper, and it's really interesting how they do like this pre-code start data to fine tune the model, and then use reinforcement learning to actually make the model start creating reasoning and to get into decision is really cool. So I think like you guys should actually read the papers of R1 because this actually create new ideas for you to use on your own models. I have, for example, a project that I wanted to actually create an embedded AI into a CLI, and I wanted this to be shipped to yourself that you can run this locally on your computer. And this actually gave me a great idea for me to actually go back to this project. It was like I was stalling on this project for a long time. But then the one interesting thing that I saw this week is today actually that OpenAI is allegedly saying that DeepSeek uses its models for AI training. And it's really funny for me that OpenAI, the one that now is shifting from non-profit to for-profit, right? And they use the non-profit banner to actually gather all the data of the internet, get your data, get like all the papers and all this information that were available on the banner that you're gonna use AI for the benefit of everyone. And now they calling out DeepSeek to use a method that is called distillation, which everyone use it because if you go to Hugging Face, guys, you can there is loads of models there, right? There is a lot of models here that you can use them. You can actually download these models and use these models to create distillation. Distillation is actually use a already trained model to create outputs for it to you to train a new model. That's what is distillation. That's how it works. And I don't see this to be something that DeepSeek needs to do just to copy OpenAI. But you have DeepSeek here available for you to download, and they have the open weights, so OpenAI can do a kind of daunting task for reverse engineering, but it's gonna take a while. But they can do it to prove that actually DeepSeek use OpenAI to distill and create their own models. But what they can do is, but to do that, they have to go through a long, lengthy process, and they're gonna have to disclosure the algorithm to prove that actually DeepSeek use OpenAI. So I don't know if they're gonna do that. I think it's just narrative, and then and OpenAI has tried before to with the Biden administration to trying to ban companies to use to create AIs in the US, or trying to create a tariff to ban companies in China to to ban companies in China to use AI. That is a ban on chips to be shipped to China, and that therefore there's people saying that DeepSeek there's a lot of H100. So H100 it's a it's a graphics card from Nvidia that's used for data centers to act is a tensor core. So it's a different type of GPUs that's actually created to perform training models, and you can't have this in China. You can't have Nvidia H100 in China, at least not directly. You can't buy this directly from Nvidia if you're a company in China. And to buy this stuff, you have to go through different means. Maybe you have to buy from a third party in China, India, or another country. And this is very important to understand why this thing is stirring up the pot now, because uh, they claim they use not much money to create their own models, and I think that's part of the evolution of this era, right? First, you start with a very basic models, and models that are very expensive, and then you move to what we call miniaturization, where models are going to become less and less expensive to train and to create new models, and then for now on I think it's going to be more like this company is going to be marketing for AGI, but for us, developers and people who were using this on a daily basis, it's more like what we can do with that. So what service they can do for us. And I don't think this is a way for AGI at least at the moment. I think it's more because what AGI is going to do for us normal developers and normal people, AGI doesn't have a purpose for us. It would have a purpose. I don't know, if you inject in a brain a robot, and a computer brain in a robot, and AI can work on that robot and use AGI to create like a kind of like a self-centered robot or something like that. But I is for us, like people who are developing things and creating stuff, I don't understand yet what would be the usability for an AGI, right? But then, yeah, so one of the things that's interesting, well, not the thing that's interesting, I'm not going to take much of a time, guys, but it's the increase of interest over time from DeepSeek. And the funny part is, Cloudy is always here. It got a peak here back in, I think this is, back in January, the beginning of January. But oh, look, that, I think, no, this is the whole day. So it's January 27th, sorry, that today you have a little bit of interest, but look at that, look at the interest over time of DeepSeek, and that's something that's really interesting to see. And yeah, and and then came like some weird stuff like this Twitter, like unusual whales, that's supposed to talk about stock options, crypto, and other stuff, and talking about DeepSeek. I don't know what is going on Twitter now, guys. I think X. I think people are getting crazy there. But then they say that DeepSeek reportedly collects IP, keystroke patterns, device info, and stores in China. That's like every single web store here does that. Every single one. Yeah, I have a small application that I have analytics, and analytics brings out this to me. Like Google have these, other companies have those. I don't understand what is this problem. They're like, oh, China bad, like, look, you have a company that's supposed to be a for-profit, non-profit, not as for-profit, gaslight everyone into like how the models work, and all this stuff, like all the shady practice of a for-profit company OpenAI does, and aligns with Microsoft as well. Like that's something that's weird for me, that people are very open about, like, okay, OpenAI can do this, but DeepSeek can't. That's weird. And I think, like, because there is this tide, of course, there is this tide between a company and the government of China, right? So the government of China can actually have access to the data of the companies and can use this for study, yada yada yada. But then you have this for free. You can just download this guy, and then that's good. That's gone. Or even more, like you have Olama. If you have Olama, right, you can go here and you can run here. So Olama run DeepSeek. That's it. I don't need now China to say anything about. I don't need to say anything to China. I have this on my own computer, and I can use this on my own computer. So it's really simple. And if you guys don't have it, so like I recommend you guys to do so. So Olama is very simple. So just download it, and then it's gonna install for you if you're Mac. That's all. And then here it's just installing for me. I'm getting the 7B here because it's 4.7 gigabytes, and like, you can get the other ones. So there's a smaller version. There are more distilled version. I think this is the coder. Sorry, let's go back here. I have there is the 1.5B that is just 1 gigabyte, for example. So I can just go here. I can cancel that, and I can just run this one, which is simple. So it's gonna be faster. Let's just do that, and then you're gonna have the R1 on your machine running smoothly, and then you don't need to actually give your money just because you need to go to DeepSeek and work on that. So that's very simple. I think that's it's very nice to see that even though the government of China and the DeepSeek can be connected, you can actually use their models on your own, and then you just don't need to share your data with the China government. So that's it. Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys, and I hope you guys like it for this video today. It's a bit short, but the next one I'm gonna go back on coding, and I want to show you guys a project that I'm doing, creating kind of consensus using AI models. Okay, see you guys next.